moving on to the next segment. I remember in 2016 there was a noticeable shift in the amount of meanness that I would say that has been coming out of the right wing. This is a thing that the left gets attacked for quite frequently. I think that the left sometimes can be a little mean.
Or like
I
bullying?
think to people that deserve it. I think so, yeah. I mean, I think sometimes like people are really mean to people that deserve it. They sort of become like the butt of the joke. But they don't do it to like children and then young people that are just trying to sort of like make their way in the world. I started noticing it. I would say in 2016 or around that time when the Parkland shooting happened, the school shooting, that the kid David Hogg who survived that shooting, he like left and tried to launch his own career, and then like all the right wing adults, like all the right wing pundits, like Ben Shapiro, those guys, they all started just shitting on him. Like they sort of just made him like the target on the right. So if like they don't agree with you ideologically, you just become sort of like a little target for them, right?
Yeah.
I saw this Greta Thunberg. That's another great person as well. There's been a considerable shift, I would say, in the right and the way that they sort of like attack like these young people for their ideas. And David Hogg is consistently an attack. Like he gets attacked for like LGBTQ stuff. Like he gets called gay, stuff like that. It's just like it's disgusting attacks that like make no sense. And this is like a guy that survived a school shooting. And right after this happened, he went to Congress, right? And I think right after this happened, like Marjorie Taylor Greene stalked him on the streets of the Capitol, and was like yelling slurs at him. Like
Jesus.
it was just being crazy. Like it's just an insane thing to do to a survivor of a insane terrorist attack like that at a school. And so this is a funny clip, sort of going through with this. So this is Mike Lindell. You'll know who Mike Lindell is. He was one of the people that he was kind of like one of like the Trump's, like the original Trump sycophants, like the people that's like I was like willing to put their entire.
Dude, my mom bought one of his pillows.
Oh Jesus. This is one of the guys that was one that kind of put away, all sort of decency from politics and follow Trump religiously and, do whatever he can to help him win. And, even if it costs him his life and his family, who needs that stuff?
This image is wild. Just like looking at this before we even started. Like, look at this, man. You're a grown man. You're debating with a 12-year-old?
Well, I wouldn't exactly consider this a debate. This was literally just Mike Lindell losing this debate, but then yelling at this kid. So this is Mike Lindell yelling at a 12-year-old, very smart correspondent, by the way. I mean, this kid, unfortunately, I think is going to become the attack of he's going to be attacked by right wingers. But this is
Mr. Pillowman.
Oh, you are.
We go to paper ballots income.
Ask him what proof he has that it was fair. How do you know it was fair?
Which election are you talking about?
On the
There was one.
2020.
No. There was one down in Georgia. 3 Democrats.
I'm from Georgia.
Okay, there's 3 Democrats in Georgia in the summer of 22. She's a good friend of mine. She got 0 votes in her own precinct.
is it?
Yeah, so Brenda, I'm not telling you her last name. on your
I
stuff.
see.
But you see. But let me tell you.
No proof.
The proof. They looked into it in Georgia.
Okay.
Crooked Brad Rasmussen, your Republican Secretary of State.
Okay.
He looked into it and said, oh, it was a computer error. They gave her back her vote. She went from third to first. She's a friend of mine. Another gal, Democrat, 4 counties over in Georgia. She got 4,600
But where's
votes,
the proof?
but she wasn't on the ballot.
You want me to take your word for it, right?
No. This was in the paper.
So what's your last name? She's an elected
Okay,
official.
let me tell you. In Georgia, I will tell you, an Obama-appointed judge last fall, this case has been going on 3.5 years. Alex Halderman, this is in your state, so you should be up on this. Alex Halderman, he's a Democrat, and he's also a cyber guy, and he looked into the machine, and he said there's problems. That judge last fall ruled, she ruled in your state, she said, we're going to look into this, we're bringing it to court, and the experts say there's problems, and she said, and if you question it, you're not a conspiracy theorist. So I got to take off my tinfoil hat. Now guess that, in her courtroom on January 9th in Georgia, now maybe you didn't see this in the news, maybe you're not up on things. Alex Halderman,
I am. I'm up on your bankruptcy too.
Alex Halderman with a ballpoint pen walked into the machine in front of the judge and switched the whole election in front of her. Now that case is still in Georgia. She has not ruled on it yet. That's in your state. You want to know more in your state?
So
They just found
you haven't provided any source.
257,000 votes. This happened last week. A judge ruled in Georgia that are missing. from the 2020
So
election.
so
This just came out. You're behind.
So your source is trust me, bro. That's your source. You
No,
haven't
the source.
provided
No,
any
the source. It's in your papers in Georgia. You need to read the news.
You haven't given me any
You
last
need to
name.
read your news.
Oh my god,
Damn, just got obliterated by a kid.
bro! Like the fact that he's getting so angry with the 12-year-old
Yeah, it's
is
telling.
insane.
Telling.
This is like, I mean, do they like does the right literally consider children like their intellectual peers? What is going on?
Yeah,
here?
it seemed like he was talking to him like, he was like, this is like my biggest challenge yet on the debate stage. I mean, the pain in his, you can really hear the pain in his voice. And it's crazy that you got Mike Lindell undercover. Just wait till you see Matt Walsh undercover. All right, like Matt Walsh.
Oh my god.
What's funny is that no Dems really bothered to go to the RNC, and they like no one really cared. No one gave a shit. They knew what they were gonna get. Dude, the RNC is so obsessed. Like the Republicans are so obsessed. You got Matt Walsh coming in looking like a liberal. You got Mike Lindell shaving the iconic mustache and beard so that he can get in there. And so what can he do? Argue with children. You know that scene where it's like somebody's looking around the bar and they're like, oh, who's the biggest person I could find? They look around and there's like a really big dude and they're like, oh, like I'm not fighting that guy. And then they see some scrawny little person. They're like jackpot right there. That's who I'm gonna fight. That's exactly what happened. But it turned out that the smallest person was the best fighter in the bar.
I mean, this is like an attack on this kid. This kid is like, he's up to date on his facts. Clearly,
Yeah.
He's just shouting things at him. Oh, the judge over here was supposed to do.
Yeah. No
what
evidence.
are you talking about, Mike? What evidence do you have? The kid is like, what? What is the last
Like,
name
who
of this
are,
judge?
who are you talking about?
Who are you talking? It doesn't make any sense. It's so wild, man. It's so wild they've become.
And I mean, they're still on the same talking points. They're like, hey, I know this person who said there was no ballots, or I know so and so, and then they're like, hey, can you reference the name? They're like, can't do that. Not going to do it. They have nothing. They still have nothing. I mean, the same thing with the Dominion case for Fox News. I mean, if they had anything against this, it would have came out by now, or like any sort of solid proof. But other than that, Mike Lindell better be selling more of those pillows, man.
Oh, that kid was like, hey, man, you're gonna go. I know about your
Bankruptcy.
Everybody knows about the bankruptcies. Are you sure you want to go down this path? I mean, that kid's offering him serious financial advice. Mike, are you sure you want to continue down this path? Why give the lawyers more ammo to kill you with? I mean, this is just.
They're going to pull this up in court, man. They're going to pull this up in court and be like, so this is the
Judge
CEO.
referenced the video of Mike Lindell arguing with this 12-year-old.
Mind you, he is undercover at the DNC. I'm getting actually a call from our insider MAGA correspondent with some breaking news. Go ahead.
Shit. Yeah, buddy, you're live on the air.
Yeah, what do you have to say?
Wait, what is Kamala Harris going to fix? I thought Joe Biden's economy was good. Didn't need fixing, so Kamala Harris is now going to fix a good economy that doesn't need fixing.
All right, that was Cletus, expert MAGA analyst.
Thank you for the report, Cletus. Stay safe out there. He's deep undercover.
Continuing
abusing children.
with this weird sort of obsession with attacking kids on the right. Recently at the DNC, Tim Walz gave a fantastic speech. Probably,
wow.
I think the best of the entire 4 nights. As kids, Tim Walz's son was very proud of him. There's a couple moments they showed him on camera. He's crying, and he's very excited to see his dad on the stage. I mean, what kid wouldn't be excited to see their father,
moment.
Being nominated? Yeah, it's a beautiful moment, being nominated for the vice president of the United States. So this is the clip. He's saying he's
like, that's
I'm
my
very
dad.
Proud of you and your sister. That's my dad.
Yeah.
The right,
Wow.
couple of noticeable pundits on the right took offense to this. So Ann Coulter and then this guy Dinesh D'Souza, who are sort of like on the trash right, I would say. They had their moments where they were like serious pundits back in 2006, whenever they talked to people like Bill Maher and were on his show and stuff like that. But as the the Trump economy sort of rolled around, sort of became like a obscure figure on the right, not to be taken seriously anymore. So this guy says the kid might have mental problems, but he's acting just like Tim Waltz. So what's Waltz's excuse? I mean, it's just like insane, man. Like,
I didn't even know Dinesh D'Souza was still around.
Well, he sort of fell out of relevancy after he made that 2000 Mules movie, which Trump like really promoted a lot during the election.
Isn't he the guy who came out with that video on Obama during the election back in like 2000? What was it, like 2012?
Probably.
That it was like against. It was like in theaters.
Yeah.
That it was like, oh, Trump wasn't born here, and he was like interviewing people in like wherever the fuck, being like, oh, this is Obama's long lost brother. I remember like watching that. I remember my family taking me to go see that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
was this Colorado Springs?
Dude, this was
Fort Collins, Colorado?
Bro, this was like in Texas.
Oh, well. That's crazy. Wow,
yeah.
They actually play this in theaters?
No, it was actually in theaters.
I don't think it made it to Denver or like Colorado.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I actually know somebody that worked on his last movie. Not the 2000 Mules one, but it was like the one in 2016. I think it was called like 2016 Hillary's America. I believe that's what the title of it was. I actually know somebody that worked on that production. I truly don't know why they've been moving in this direction, but like I said, I first noticed it when David Hogg sort of came around the national spotlight, Greta Thunberg, sort of like young people that have a message to send out. They disagree with the message ideologically, and then they sort of become like the target on the right. This is somebody that you can make fun of for whatever reason. It's just it's silly, and I don't know why they do it. And we're seeing this now with the boxer that Iman Khalif, who was at the Olympics recently in Paris. J.K. Rowling and a bunch of other right wingers like Elon Musk attacked her for literally for no reason. I mean, like just because she had like some more masculine looking traits, they thought that she was they started, what is it called, like transvestigating.
And there was even like some source that was air quotes, let's be loose about this.
Source.
But that was saying like, oh, she was born with the XY chromosome, and even that was a lie. And it's just it's kind of disgusting that if you don't meet these traits to be what is a woman, what defines a woman, and what essentially is a societal implication of like how men want you to be as a woman, then you are branded as transgender, or people just criticizing who you are, your character, everything like that. And also, she is from Algeria, so that is some dangerous rhetoric to be spreading around on the internet about somebody, because all it takes is somebody over there or a group of people over there to be getting wind of that, and them going over there and killing her. It's very dangerous, and like this branding game is just not okay. And then these people, Elon Musk, J.K. Rowling, they are all the target of her lawsuit, which hopefully comes to fruition. They pay up big time.
Yeah, so on that note, J.K. Rowling did stop tweeting for about 2 weeks. And then today she submitted, she tweeted something finally today. And this is what she tweeted after moments of silence, after 2 weeks of silence. So,
oh my god! What?
Yeah.
Wow. That is disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That
is
insane. So gross.
No apologies, like no moment of reflection, no moment of saying, "Hey, maybe I was wrong." Maybe I
jumped the
gun. People were influencing me. I heard Elon Musk saying stuff. Like it's easy to sort of like run with any sort of conspiracy, even though it's a stupid conspiracy.
But my God, saying something like this.
No reflection, no introspection, nothing. No apologies, no I feel bad, nothing. It's insane.
Wow.
And so this is obviously like people on Twitter, sort of like naturally make fun of J.K. Rowling because why would you post this first off? People were saying that this reminds them of this is like the Green Goblin mask moment. Like people were saying that J.K. Rowling has mold in her house, and like this is like the mold sort of like talking to her.
And she got the brainworms too. Man,
please, I'm trying to change. Please, I want to be a better person. I don't want to be a transphobe.
We have worlds to conquer.
You need to be a transphobe. No.
We have worlds to conquer, J.K. No, it's It's just pretty disgusting. I mean, like, she doesn't know this woman, and she's out here demanding a DNA test for her to prove herself. That is insane. See, this is where the right is right now, though, where they're so entitled to how other people conduct or how they live their lives or who they are just in general, that they will they will initiate a mob against you for being a woman in a woman's sport. And it's just, it's unfortunately, this is where the right is nowadays. And people wonder why people want to distance themselves from it, or old school Republicans even distance themselves from the right now. It's a bunch of witch hunts, propaganda, rhetoric. There really is no substance here, logical thinking. It's all irrational emotion. And it used to be the Republicans used to claim facts above your feelings, right? Well, they have the facts now, but, their feelings say a little bit different.
Well, I remember a time when the Republicans were the party of freedom and the party of civil liberties.
Yep.
Or they claim to be, and now it seems like they've done a complete 180. Now it's just all about, like you said, all about witch hunts, all about proving your sort of worth and your sort of
prove who you are. I mean,
identity. All this is insane stuff, man. It's crazy. It's like this is why they're losing so many voters is because of rhetoric like this. And even though J.K. Rowling's not American, I feel like a lot of American pundits sort of like echo. Like, they're all in the same echo chamber, right? So shit that J.K. Rowling says is going to be retweeted by Elon Musk, by Ben Shapiro. These fucking idiots that don't know what they're talking about. The libs of TikTok, that crazy lady over there. Like, these aren't people that are supposed to be taken seriously, but for some reason, the echo chamber works in mysterious ways, man.
Are we in the wrong field? Maybe we should just be grifters. I don't know. I feel like it'd be more.
No, say something transphobic.